Oh, hey folks, you joined me again in my car. Coincidentally, I just finished my first ever supercharging session, which I'm going to make a video about as well. But in this one, I'm going to give you my first impressions and my first real experience with the Navigate on Autopilot feature that's in this car, which is quite frankly pretty awesome. And note, this is not the full self-drive beta, which is not available up here where I live yet, and I'm really hoping to get it. If any of you are from Canada and have it, please let me know how you do that, because that's really, really, really what I want. But this is going to be my first foray recorded with Autopilot on Navigate, or Navigate on Autopilot, and I'm a good 35 kilometers from my house, so let's set that up and let's get going. Okay, well, as you see, folks, this little icon has showed up, which means if I put it into autopilot by pushing down twice, full self-drive, whatever, it's going to navigate for me. So I'm just leaving a really busy, kind of massive mall we have where I live, and it's 25 minutes and 34 kilometers to my house from here. So be a little giving away that where I live, but that's fine. I'm not that interesting. So here it is. You can see I've already clicked it on. This, when the 2 bars, means it's not navigating on autopilot yet, because there we go. That's it. It only does it from major thoroughfares. So we're about to get on a major highway here. So when it has one line in the middle, as some of you hopefully know, it means that it's now navigating on all of autopilot for me. So this is a big deal for me, not to put my hands on the wheel, but I will do things like, oh, there we go. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, I will manage. Okay, I will manage the speed. You can do that with the cruise control kind of thing by adding or reducing kilometers. It's a little jerky on this one, but this is a 270 degree, okay, there we go. It's kind of figuring it out. The lines are tough to read, to see too, as you can see. Winters do a pretty good number on the fact that the paint disappears. But all right, here we go. We're going to kind of straighten out. That's awkward, but we're there. Okay, it looked like I'm drunk. Now let's giddy up. So 110 kilometers an hour. So I'm going to roll this thing up so that it accelerates and I don't look like I'm driving Miss Daisy. There we go. So now, obviously, I'm here to take over at the second it needs to, but I'm not touching the throttle. I'm not touching the brakes, not touching the steering wheel. I will have to periodically, as it will want me to. But let's give this a good go and see what happens. Okay. So in order to facilitate that lane change, I have to tug on the wheel to make it happen. And then there we are. That's cool. And we didn't cut the guy off behind us too bad. So maybe I'll see if I can creep up my speed a little. Okay, he's turning anyway. So I'll probably fast forward through a lot of this, because this is a 16 kilometers I'm going to be on this road. But I will at least I'll speed up the footage, but I don't want to take anything away from the capability of this car. See, apply slight turning force to the wheel, just to the show that I'm not dead. So, and that I'm not sleeping. So let's just let this ride for a while. I probably won't talk much, but let's just see how this goes until there's something interesting to report. It will do lane changes. It will pick faster lanes, because I have it set up to do so. I don't have it in Mad Max mode, which means it'll be very aggressive changing lanes to maintain speed, but I'm going to set this just a little above the speed limit as I am, and just to keep up with traffic, and away we go. As you can see, I'm in the middle of 3 lanes. There's a 4th one over there. You can see that that notices that car's coming over. There we go again. It did not pick up that truck, but it was too far over, so it didn't need to. Still 110 kilometers an hour, so we're decent. Oh, see, it wants to make a lane change, so I have to allow it to do that by tugging at the wheel, and I'm going to pick my speed up because I'm in the fast lane. There, okay, I did that. I wanted to accelerate faster than it did, so I let that happen. Okay, this is a work zone. I wonder what's going to happen here. I don't like parking in the left lane terribly. Sorry, video died. We're still going along. It only was about 30 seconds that you missed. So here we go. Still, oh, I want to get out of the fast lane here because I'm holding someone up. Okay, I don't like that. That's something I'll have to take control over or manage more with my speed, because I do not like, see, that person's taken off. I do not like holding up people in the fast lane because that's annoying. I don't want that lane change, so I canceled it because I don't want to keep going back and forth in front of these cars. But you can cancel it so that it stays in this lane. It'll probably ask me again, but see that car, I don't want to get in the way of it, so I'll just cancel that lane change so it stays where it's supposed to stay. Tricky set of corners here. There's no speed reduction, but they're pretty aggressive. They're not cambered. They're pretty like, so they're flat and then pretty solid left or right and left. Let's see. The clarity, I would have to intervene here. It only navigated this once when I was going about 80 kilometers an hour with its lane keep assist, but clearly this is doing much better than that. There we go. Perfect. Yep. I'll move over. Yeah, see, I'd be a little more aggressive of staying out of that lane if I was driving myself. I wonder if there'll be an update, or maybe it's in the full self-drive, but if you're in the left lane and there's an approaching car coming behind you, depending on the speed differential, it might see that and then use that as a stimulus for a lane change, or to instigate a lane change. I kind of hope it would, especially once there will be more and more of these self-driving cars on the road. It'd be good if we kind of, you know, adhere to the fast, medium, slow lane situation on freeways, because clearly people enter and exit on the right, so they need to pull off and slow down to do that. But if you're going to be on, you know, booking it for miles and miles, you can be in the left lane and avoid all that and not have to deal with anyone doing the on and off switching. So something to think about. Maybe I'll tweet Elon about it and see what he says. Like he'll listen to some dude from Canada, but hey. It wants me to lane change again, which I don't really want to do, so I'll stop that. Just getting a little congested down here. Getting kind of close to the end of the freeway portion, actually, of my trip here. So You'll see I'm actually going to force a lane change to the right. See if it, yeah, it takes it. I hope it doesn't immediately make me take a lane change to the left, but you can do that as well, clearly, if you want to. That is, you can control what lane changes it does, not just relying on what it does. It's still pretty weird to be driving a car without touching a lot of the shit. You know, I ride a motorbike too, or I have for a lot of my life too. It's such a change to have something take over completely. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the end of the, you'll see the car, it'll beep and it'll change from one line here, one blue line, to two blue lines, indicating that it's reached the end of its navigate on autopilot. It will still be in autopilot, but it will no longer navigate, and I'll obviously have to instigate lane changes and things like that. So let's see how well it handles that. In the neighborhood, again, that's a big ask, so I'm not expecting it to take over a lot of there, but we'll see obviously how far it's managed to do it on its own, and how well it did that on its own. You know, we've gotten quite a while now without hardly any intervention on my part, and that's a pretty big victory, I would have to say. This is a tricky intersection, a little lane change here. I want to see what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to go that way. Gotcha, see? And now 100 meters, 75 meters, 50 till it navigates on its own, and there we go. So now we're driving full self-drive still, but just without the navigation portion. So I haven't touched anything. It's picked up to the speed limit's dropped to 80. I'll go down to 85 just to, well, maybe a little bit more, just so I can give it a chance. I'll make a lane change up ahead on my own, but it should be able to handle it on its own. I'll just instigate it with a turn signal. And then there we go. It does have a little trouble when trying to get into turning lanes, because it doesn't always see that stuff. So like it doesn't really kind of in advance doesn't always see what it's trying to do here. So let's do this. See, it's a little abrupt with the throttle the go pedal. There we go. And then I want to move over. It has to see the lines before it will start. So there we go. That's a bit weird. That's an unexpected behavior that, you know, someone else following you wouldn't be able to understand. See, it did this a little awkwardly too, but it did do it. And it's stopping for traffic control because it knows there's one ahead. You can even see here it's showing up as red. I should have stayed in that lane. It would have been faster. But there we go. It's done pretty well so far. We're just now pulling into my neighborhood, so this is where it gets tricky for these things. One of the main roads here doesn't have lines in the middle, so it's going to try to stay what would be in the middle of two lanes instead of one. So all right, here we go. Let's see what it'll do. Okay, I just gave it some throttle to move it, but see my foot's off. All right, how are you going to do this? Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, got it. Didn't think it would do that too well, so first time I had to turn it on myself. Now, see, it sees this line here, which is all right, but then that's gonna go away, and then it's not gonna know what to do probably. Plus, it doesn't always pick up this playground zone, so I certainly don't want to be doing 50 in a 30 zone. See, there's 30 there, but it's clearly picking up that traffic is there. So let's see if I can roll it back to 30 and see if I can maintain that. So again, I haven't done anything except I just turned the speed down. I'll give it some throttle to speed it up so I don't get honked at. There we go, 32 kilometers an hour in a 30 zone, so let's keep it down. That'll keep the people from behind me from honking too much at me. It's done a pretty good job so far. Yeah, see, it's going to stop for traffic control. It knows that it's coming up. When there are cars in front and it picks them up, I do find it seems to take a smoother path than otherwise. But that's just an observation. Okay. So it turned green, but it's still going to stop. So I'm going to attach the throttle to see if it will go. And now I really don't think it's going to, yeah, it's not going to navigate this corner for me yet. Let's see what it's going to try to do. Yeah, I'll have to take over to do that. There. And I think we're pretty, oh yeah, Still pretty good. Again, now we're in like a 4-lane road that doesn't have any marker on that side, so it's going to push me into the middle of this lane, I would think. Kinda. See, it's starting to dance too because there's some snow on the edge. When there's lots of snow piled up, it doesn't know what to do. That's actually not bad though. So I'll pick up the speed because I manually set that. See, now it's going to kind of keep me in the middle as that one does that. He's going to pick up man and his dog here. Let's see. Oh, they're too far over. All right, sees a car. That's good. Sees this car. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to take over from there. We're almost to my house, folks, so I think we did pretty darn well with that. I'm extremely impressed with what it does, even right now, without access to the full self-drive beta, which again, if any of you know how to do that, please let me know. I'm dying to get my hands on that up here in Canada. So if you have any pointers, please let me know. I'd love to know. But otherwise, that's my first full self-drive, as it stands now, fully orderable, not beta experience, going about 36 kilometers, including freeway and residential. So I think that's a pretty darn good first step. I obviously look forward to what the full self-drive beta will do, like right from your neighborhood, right from your garage to your destination. That's going to be epic. But as far as it sits now, for the road trips I would have to do, this would be really, really compelling and really make some of those things a lot less mundane. And, it's just nice to have the thing take over for you once in a while. So anyway, folks, that's that experience. There's going to be a crap ton more because this thing is hilarious and awesome. I haven't even dipped into the just how crazy fast it actually is. That's coming too, so pay attention for that. But thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. And as always, please be safe, folks. Let's all get out of this with our health and our all of our loved ones. Take care. Thank you.